Good job on the posts regarding Franklin's remarks concerning the savages of North America. Most of you seem to figure out that the people he's really presenting here as savages are the European descended people, the white people, and that the natives, the indigenous people, the Indians that he's writing about, well, guess what? They are extraordinarily civilized, especially when compared to the conduct of the Europeans. And of course, Ben Franklin is as white as I am. So it's interesting that he opens with, if we could examine the manners of different nations with impartiality. If you can look at something objectively, which he does in this essay, you can see a lot, and you leave your cultural biases at home. I'm going to spend a little time on this to clarify a few things, but hey, most of you wrote as intelligently about it, more so than I could have after the first time I read this many years ago. I think I missed the point, honestly. Having few artificial wants, they have abundance of leisure for improvement by conversation. Well, we picked up where we left off with the way to wealth, right? They have few artificial wants. They take care of their needs, and the rest is left for conversation and interaction with family and other natives. There's a new concept out about earliest humans. I'm talking 150,000 years ago. If you lived in a comfortable environment, like most of them did in parts of Africa, you were quite affluent in that you walked around in the morning, got some nuts and berries. Once in a while you killed an animal and got the meat for protein, but otherwise, you didn't have a lot else to do except just be you. So there's this new way of rethinking earliest humans. Now granted, it had a lot of drawbacks, right? No antibiotics, no dental care, you're lucky to live to be 30. But the idea that your life just unfolded in a natural way, unlike the highly artificial way that we all live today. Anyway, I digress, and I said I wouldn't do that, sorry. I love the education piece here. A native Indian went to an American school and then turned out to be good for nothing. They couldn't hunt, they didn't know how to build a fire, they had all this book knowledge, nothing at all useful. So they're like, yeah, keep your education to yourself. That's good stuff. You can't make this stuff up. It's so good, what Franklin saw. And again, it's only become more relevant. The things he finds savage here, we've only gotten better at being savage about. Politeness. Watch the next 10 conversations you have with people, and tell me if you and the other person don't go and cut each other off. He said the natives don't do that. They listen. They listen. Even when listening about a different religion, even if they didn't seem to get it, they're like, oh, interesting, Apple, Adam and Eve. Whereas the Christian listening to them about their religion just dismissed it as heathen, savage, etc., etc. They look to land for nourishment. And Ben Franklin, he's alive in the early 1700s, so he's observing Native Americans. This isn't some historian or some person who wants to feel good and worship Native Americans. He was there. He saw it with his own eyes. And the idea of having to go to church to learn to be good. The natives were like, oh, I don't know about that. Your mother should have taught you how to be good. Why do you have to go every Sunday to learn how to be good? Just be good like your mother taught you to do. And of course, what are they really talking about in church? The men are colluding so that they offer the natives less money for beaver pelts. This is in Albany, right? Hudson Valley was settled by Europeans early on to get lots of beaver pelts. And the white people go into church and they say, hey, there's some Indians out there wanting to do business. We're all going to offer them as little as possible. Otherwise, so that we can make more money. So Ben Franklin, God bless you, man. You saw the truth and you shared it with us, and it's still relevant today. And we can read these two very short essays that you wrote, and we can find ways to apply it to our life all day long.